Well, today was supposed to be tax reform rollout day, but that's been delayed until at least tomorrow. President Trump spoke about the decision earlier today. Watch.
Sometime tomorrow, we'll be announcing massive tax cuts and reform. Not just tax cuts. It's tax cuts, which to me is the most important, but it'll be tax cuts and reform.
Well, there are still some sticking points for many Republicans, including the state and local deduction that in high tax states like New York and California, very important for those residents. The president has set an aggressive timeline on this plan, declaring he wants a bill on his desk by Turkey Day. But what will it take to get more Republicans on board? Joining me now, he is a sticky wicket, Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie, who joyfully thumbs his nose at the system, and that's why oftentimes we applaud you on the show. Congressman, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Kennedy. Now, I didn't vote for the budget.
Was it because of taxes?
Well, it's going to spend way too much money. I mean, it doesn't balance, and it spends $5.5 trillion. It adds $5.5 trillion to our debt. But moving on from that, there's tax reform, and I actually plan to vote for this.
You plan to vote for it?
Yes, the tax cuts.
All right, sweet. What do you like about it? Tell us everything.
Well, one of the things I like about it is one of the things a lot of people don't like about it. Look, our tax code has been used for social engineering for many years, right? The government thinks you should own your house. The government thinks you should own your house, not rent it. The government makes it easier for states to raise your taxes, your local taxes.
Right.
A lot of that stuff is either going to be taken out, or the standard deduction is going to be so high you won't care about all that social engineering in the tax code. And I think that's a good thing. I mean, it should be flatter. I think it's going to be fair. But anybody that's benefited from an unfair tax code is going to start complaining. So that's what we're getting into now.
It's easy for people who live in states that aren't New Jersey, New York, and California to say, hey, what do we care about your state and local tax deductions? Come on, man. Why are we footing the bill and paying the price for you? And, of course, it does incentivize those local lawmakers to keep jacking up tax rates and spending more money. But is there some sort of a compromise that has been reached for those high-tax blue states?
Well, my compromise would be to cut the rates so much that everybody's taxes go down. Now, we can't make everybody's taxes go down the same amount, but I think that folks in New York and California should see a tax cut, too. Theirs may not be as great as a tax cut somewhere else, but really, Kennedy, at the end of the day, why should somebody making $100,000 in California pay less for national defense than somebody in Ohio making $100,000?
All right, so what will these tax cuts do for the economy in your estimation as a limited government congressman?
They're going to make us more competitive globally. They're going to stimulate the economy. You know, the liberals love to say these are tax cuts for the rich. They're going to demagogue that. But frankly, when people go home with more in their paycheck, I don't think that those talking points are going to hit home. I think they're going to ring hollow. And I think it's going to be a good thing. That's my hope. But again, we haven't seen it. As everybody says, the devil's in the details. I've encouraged our leadership, Kennedy, to put out an app, on the App Store that lets you download it on your phone. I said it would be the most downloaded app next week, I guarantee you. And you can put your own numbers in, and it will tell you what your taxes would be. They're going to be that simple to do your taxes. And whether you're going to save $50 or $5,000 on your taxes, the next thing that should pop up is the phone number for your congressman. And, like call here to redeem your tax savings. Yeah. And if we would do that, if we would do something smart like that, you would have Democrats calling Democrat congressmen asking them to vote for this bill.
That's really interesting. I mean, it's actually not a bad idea because we rely so much on government and the CBO to score things that it would be much nicer if we were able to do it ourselves. And it's also, it's a lovely thought that there are people in power who are embracing technology, because I fear so many of your colleagues are terrified of it.
Look, this tells you how far behind government is. Yeah. We're talking about doing your taxes on a postcard. When's the last time you sent a postcard, right? You should be doing your taxes in an app on your phone.
So you're saying you didn't get my postcard?
I got your Christmas card, but I didn't get your postcard.
All right. I'll tell my parole officer. Congressman Massie, as always, thank you very much for your time.